At the start of the anecdote, a face on the news looking through his notes. A rose in a retrograde motion. In the end, we will suffer like we should.
Hello everyone, Nightmare here, and well, I promised to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly on my races. So my first race under my other account, under my main account, ATK Nightmare, it was just flat ugly, and I wiped out on the first lap and just couldn't recover from there. Finished dead last in the race. I was so frustrated that I just totally forgot to save the replay. Excuse me. This one here is under my Quicksand Jesus account, and it's actually a little bit more entertaining before it gets ugly. So, on that note, we are going to go ahead and check this out. This is the FIA race from this past Saturday at Dragon Trail Gardens 2. All three compounds were required, or wait, no. I think all three compounds were required. Sorry. But yeah, so let's check out, see what happens here. This is most definitely not one of my better races. So the thing is, I get into these A-rated lobbies and I can't outdrive these guys. I really can't. So I have to try and out-strategy them. So what I did is I started off on the medium tires, and then I went to the hards for a couple of laps, and then I went soft and soft at the end of the race. That was working out pretty well, but again, you know, yeah, it was okay, and then it gets ugly. So right there, I of course put myself behind the 8-ball, which is I am quite prone to do. I don't know why I can never quite figure out why I can't remember the cold tires. Fortunately, I pick up a spot here. Guy in the Viper, he decides to visit the wall. Then this guy up here in the Peugeot, he decides to, yeah, I'm not sure what he was doing. But yeah, so at this point, I'm just putting my head down, trying to recover what I can, and really hoping that my strategy comes in and works for me, but it could. It puts me on the softer tires with the lighter fuel load, so I'll be a little bit quicker. You know, hopefully that'll give me some spots at the end of the race. I'm just kind of hoping that guys are on a really different strategy. Again, somebody, you know, makes a little bit of a mistake, so I take advantage of that. Now, I'm sorry I don't do these replays from a live recording. I've found that the quality of the recording isn't all that great on my PS4, so I just go into the replay and save it after the race, because it just looks better, and it gives me more options as far as being able to change views, look behind, stuff like that, without actually distracting myself during the race. I'm not one of those guys that can sit there and talk during the race because I'm concentrating on driving. So that's one of the reasons that I don't do many live streams, simply because I can't talk and drive at the same time, so it wouldn't be all that entertaining for you guys. I may do one occasionally here and there, but that's just, I don't know, if people ask for it, I may start doing more of them, but for the time being, this is pretty much what I'll be doing. I just can't concentrate on my driving, which is not great in the first place, and then try and, you know, talk my way through everything. Some guys are really good at that. I'm just not one of them. But at this point, I got a pretty good race going on. I'm kind of happy with this. Not too bad. I mean, for having done something really stupid and wiped myself out in the first lap, I think I'm recovering pretty well. It's not great, not terrible. I was thinking after all that mess, if I could get a top 10, I'd be quite happy with that, actually. Got another guy. He decided to go see if the paint on the wall was dry yet. The guy in the Alpha, a lot of people say that the Alpha really struggles, but if you can drive that car, it'll be competitive just about anywhere. Unless it's like a track with a really long straightaway like Fuji or a couple of Tokyo tracks. That's where the Alpha really struggles. But I don't know, 2 weeks ago, Tokyo was one of the daily races, and everybody was taking the McLaren. I went in there with the 4C just for the sake of doing it, and because of how fast it is through the corners, I was actually doing pretty well keeping up with those McLarens. We'd hit the straightaway, but as long as I was in the slipstream of them, I was okay. So yeah, I mean, the Alpha, a lot of people say it's a slow car, but it's really not. That thing's a rocket ship on roller skates if you can drive it. But anyway, back to what I'm doing here. I got around now up into 13th. So again, I'm thinking, you know, hey, maybe I can salvage a top 10 out of this. I'd be happy with that. This guy up in front of me here, Goggles Paisano, he caused me quite a bit of problems in the FIA race that happened at Blue Moon Bay. He was just, yeah, he smashed me into the wall pretty good. So he kind of ruined my race there. I was just hoping I could get around him clean. If I could get around him, I was hoping I could do so clean and not have him cause me any more problems. I have enough problems of my own to deal with, much less with somebody else. So yeah, at this point nothing much really happens, so I'm going to skip ahead in the video just a little bit. Alright, so we moved ahead a little bit here in a race. We're now on coming through turn 2 on lap 6, and this is going to be a prime example of me just losing track of what I'm doing, not being consistent, all that good stuff. The normal struggles excuse me, that I deal with, which always turn out to be fun. Sarcasm highly intended. So I clipped just a little bit too much of the curb right there, and bang, into the wall I go, and wouldn't be so bad, but then it takes me absolutely forever to get back on track. So all the way to the back I go again. So yeah, that was fun. So again, I'm right back behind the 8 ball where I was at the end of lap 1. And I did promise to bring you all the even the ugly races. If I remember to save them when I'm not that frustrated, I'll make sure that I save the bad ones too. And this is this right here is a prime example. Well, later on will be a prime example of why the main reason that I don't live stream. So the PSRT guy there, he decided to just, he forgot his lunch or something. He decided to go back the other way. Duck in, grab my hard tires. Normally I would skip a pit stop, but it's not that long here. Again, I'm on the hard tires. Cold tires, almost loop it coming out of the second turn. I tried all kinds of different lines for that particular set of corners, and I just, for some reason, I felt like I was just really slow through there, and apparently I was, because, you know, so he's just kind of pulled away from me after that. I'm sure that being in the Viper helps, but the M4 is not terrible, but yeah, I couldn't find any real decent pace through that corner. I used the Porsche on, well, I'm using the Porsche, I used the M4 on my other account, and yeah, it was not any better. I just could not find any pace through that corner. I would have thought that if any car would have been okay through there, it would have been the Porsche. Alright, so a lot of people were ducking back into the pits after the first, after one lap on the hards. I decided to go 2, just to give myself the shorter stints on the soft tires at the end. Again, just in an effort to pick up a little bit of time. Now this guy here, yeah, him and he winds up giving me some grief at the later on in the race. It's just, I don't know what the deal was. It was a couple of penalties that maybe I deserved. You guys will see. Maybe I deserved one of them. I totally didn't deserve the other that I got from him. He didn't wind up getting one, so that was kind of irritating. But I know a lot of people complain about the penalty system. I really don't, simply because I'd rather have one than not have one. And even for all its flaws, a lot of guys are a lot more cautious about where they'll try to make a move, or how excuse me, how aggressively they'll make that move. So I think that despite its flaws, the penalty system is doing what it should be doing in making guys a little more cautious in how they're racing. Now I understand that, you know, Robin's racing, banging into somebody every, you know, a little bit here and there, that's not that big a deal. But again, a lot of guys just took it way too far. Alright, so now I'm on to my first of 2 stints with the soft tire. So I'm going to run 6 laps on this set, and then I will run another 6 laps on the next set. So now I'm just digging, trying to make up ground. I'm way behind. I'm so far behind first placers, you know, even the top 10 guys. I'm not close enough to get to them. I may get close enough to 10th place, but I know I'm not going to get much more than that, if at all. So I'm just trying to pick off as many as I can right now. I hope that my pit strategy actually works out, tires work out for me. I'm pretty sure that some guys will have to come in for hard or medium tires later on, and I'm just hoping that I can pick a few positions off that way. Like I said, I was struggling for pace, so I don't know. This was just not a good race for me, for the most part. I had flashes of running good, but for the most part, I just really didn't have the pace that I needed. Oh look, there's our friend Elio. That's all the way down to the inside to defend. fine. You know, that was no big deal. Alright, so he got around me. Again, nothing much happens for this section of the race. So, I am going to skip ahead just a little bit more here and pick it back up when there's a little more action. Alright, so we have moved ahead a little bit here. We're up to lap 12 now, coming out of turn 1, going into turn 2. Up ahead of me, you can see Elio and the PSRT driver kind of fighting it out just a little bit, not too major. But what this does is it allows me to catch up just a little bit, so we're going to take it from here, and we shall see what happens. So Elio has a little bit of trouble coming out of that turn. I kept curved a little bit. I try to stay out as wide as I possibly can. Just wide as I can get. But right there, I'm on the apron, or I'm on the apex. He turns into me. I get the second penalty. Not cool. I don't complain too much about the penalty system, but that one, I did not deserve that penalty. If you think differently, by all means, leave a comment. Let me know that you think I'm wrong on that and I did deserve that penalty. Yeah, I kind of move over here to let him know that I did not appreciate that turn-in. But, yeah, I didn't deserve that penalty. But again, back behind the 8 ball I go. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's something that you have to deal with. Sometimes you deserve it, sometimes you don't, but something's better than nothing. Alright, so, once again, following behind Elio here. Just trying to keep up. You know, trying to see if I can gain any ground, but I'm not having a whole lot of luck with that. So this is just a case where, oh yeah, alright, well, oh look, he goes off track again. I'm tight to the inside, move out just a little bit. Oh look, another 2-second penalty. Ha, that's 2 in 2 laps. Woohoo, yay! At this point, I am feeling relatively foul with him. I know that last one was probably my fault, and I'm gonna accept the fact that I probably deserve that one, but hey, you know, I still wasn't happy about it. So, back around me he goes. Only this time, he's got a friend to go with him. Now the Subaru isn't a terrible car around here, but it's hell on tires. It's just awful on tires. So, he's in my way. We got somebody over here checking out the paint on the wall, making sure it dried up. Alright, so not much happens from this point. Elio does go a little wide here, but nothing really comes of it. So again, I'm going to move ahead just a little bit here, guys. Alright, we've moved ahead again. I had gotten all the way up to 12th, but that was strictly through pit stops. So we're going to get back to the action here. I've made my last pit stop. The next 6 laps are going to be, or the next 5 laps, I'm sorry, are going to be on the soft tires. Let's see what I can do here, see if I can pick up any time. I'd like to get at least a couple of positions, you know, just, yeah, I'd love to get at least a couple. Finishing this far back in the pack kind of irritates me. I know it's my own damn fault for doing this stuff, the dumb stuff that I've done, but yeah, it just kind of irritates me to finish this far back because I know I'm better than this. yeah, it just, I know I'm better than what I'm showing here. And hopefully I'll be able to bring y'all a few where I actually do well. I do have a couple of the daily races from Interlagos saved, and they're actually, oh, yeah, that was fun. I almost thought I was going to get another penalty there if I had. Whew, I don't drop out of races, but man, that would have been just one of those things where it irritated me enough to make me want to quit. Yeah, that was... I mean, I understand I was in a bad position in the first place, but man, that was just brutal right there. But hey, I gained a couple of spots, I gained at least one spot out of it. I'm up to 16. I think I was in 18th when we came back, so gained a couple spots. Got Chesnick in the Corvette up ahead of me. I know he's relatively quick, but he has been struggling in this race for quite a bit. So I'm thinking maybe, hey, maybe I can pick him off. Maybe pick off the PSRT guy. I don't know. I've got fresh softs on. I don't know how old their tires are or anything at this point. So crossing my fingers. Well, as much as I can while I'm trying to drive. By the way, everybody, I did say in my first video for this channel that I'm not going to beg for subscribers. I would appreciate it if you like what you see and like what you hear. If you would go ahead and smash that like button for me, that helps out quite a bit in the algorithm. And if you like what you see, then please do consider subscribing. You know, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. I'm always open to constructive criticism, I'll put it that way. If there's something y'all think I could do better, like maybe you think I should script out the videos or something so there's not as many stutters and pauses, cool, man, I'll take that into consideration. I may start doing it at some point. For now, I'm just kind of doing my thing. I'm not a chatterbox by any means. I try to let the racing do the talking. This time it's telling you that I'm kind of suck. But anyway, yeah, I pick off Chesnick there. Come up on the PSRT guy. Again, I don't know what tires he's running. The strategies were all over the place. So I'm just trying to catch up to him. See what I can do to get around him. Got a couple of laps to go. I seem to be gaining ground on him pretty well. He's in the R8, which just, that car, I know a lot of people do drive it, but man, that thing is a beast to drive. It is so touchy. I think that's one of the reasons that I like the 4C the way I do, is because you don't manhandle that car. You just kind of, if you can learn how to float that car into the corners, it's really fast. A lot of the top guys would disagree with me, and I'm sure, you know, they can handle cars that are ill handling sometimes, and they're just a lot more skilled than I am, so I don't take anything away from them. That's awesome that they can drive those cars, but I prefer one that's relatively easy to drive, like the Porsche, like the BMWs, except for the M6. I hate the M6. I can't drive that thing to save my life. But anything that's got a really big amount of torque out of the corners that wants to break the back tires loose coming out of the slow corner, I have a lot of trouble with driving those kind of cars. And I admit it's just a skill level thing. I don't have the skill necessary to feather the throttle and all that good stuff. And I like the Porsche and the 4C because you can just, as soon as you get past a certain point, you can just tromp on the gas and you can take off. So here I can already tell this is where the trouble is going to start. He doesn't want to give up that position. Even if I am on bare tires, that you know, I'm not in the faster car. I have to make sure I leave him room here. Yeah, I thought about trying to go inside, but he moved down. Cool, that's fine. Now, him and the Slideways and the Viper go at it, and right here. Seriously? Really? I get a 4-second penalty because he can't control his car. Turns it, T-bones me, knocks me into the wall, and I get a 4-second penalty. This is where I call bullshit on the penalty system. That was absolutely ridiculous. Again, it's better than nothing, but, well, it's better than nothing, and it's not nearly as broken as some people want to make it out to be. But yeah, that was not cool. That was totally and completely undeserved. I had absolutely nowhere I could go on that. So yeah, that was an unhappy camper. And right here, this is not my finest moment, folks. I'll tell you. I tried to get him. I was so irritated about that penalty. And I will formally, officially on YouTube, in front of the world, or the 15 subscribers that I have at this point, that I do apologize for doing that. That was not, that was out of character for me. I don't normally do that kind of thing. But yeah, anyway. So, I told you I'd bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly. As far as video recordings and for racing. So here we go. That was definitely the ugly, folks. Hopefully I'll have a little bit better luck the next time I decide to race. I'm definitely not doing Nürburgring just because I hate that track. If you disagree with me and you love Nürburgring, I take nothing away from you. I do not like that track at all. So, the next time I bring a video, it's probably going to be a couple of dailies. I'm hoping to do at least one video a week, maybe two. It depends on what kind of time I've got left after the team videos that I put together. By the way, if you don't know me from Attack Motorsports ISRT, do check us out on YouTube. The whole team gets involved on that channel. Just search Attack Motorsports ISRT and you'll find us. Until then, until next time, peace.
You never make a difference. God made his decision. At the start of the anecdote, a face on the news looking through his notes. A rose in a retrograde motion. In the end, we will suffer like we should. We will suffocate in our lives.